Welcome to Lamb Living. My name is Holly Lamb, and I'm thrilled to be participating in the What Month Is It Challenge, hosted by Tammy from Happiness Created. This is a challenge where we're supposed to take anything to do with August, in this case, and make DIYs from it. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the guest host and link their playlist, the playlist and their channels in a little while. I'm going to start off with the peridot, and I'm going to do an upcycle on the Halloween tree that you can find right now out in your in the Dollar Tree. It's hard to say that, Halloween tree in the Dollar Tree. I'm going to spray paint it. That is the Rust-Oleum Joshua tree. It's an Ultramat. I love the Ultramat line. It is so difficult to find the Ultramat at Walmart anymore. But when I see them, I grab them. The price has gone up just a wee bit at Walmart, now $6 per can, but boy, it's worth it. Now look at what just that little trim did to that little $1.25 Christmas tree. Well, I say Christmas, it's really the Halloween tree from the Dollar Tree. I think it makes it look so sophisticated anymore. And you'd think I'd throw all that away, but no. I see topiaries in my future. I see all kinds of things. So it's a good thing I eat a lot of salsa because I love those jars. I'm going to take this eucalyptus from the Dollar Tree. It just says foliage on the wrapper, but this is obviously the eucalyptus. It's very small and has a little bit of a shiny look to it, which is not my favorite. Sometimes I frost it, but in this case, I think it looks really nice. Now I'm going to use the Gorilla Glue sticks, hot glue sticks, to attach these little eucalyptus sprigs onto our Dollar Tree painted Halloween tree. And I'm just going to kind of randomly put the sprigs. It's funny, these eucalyptus picks, when you take them apart, and I used my little clippers from the Dollar Tree there with the purple handles. Oh, it looks so pretty. Now there's some holes. It's funny when you have just the sprigs, they have a naturally flat side. So that's the side that I was gluing to the branch, and it just made it look so nice. Look at the difference between those. I like the plain, but I love the eucalyptus. Now, I'm going to take those gems from the Walmart over in the floral section. They're 98 cents a piece for each bag, and you get frosted ones and you get the shiny ones. I like them both, but I'm going to go with the frosted ones. I was in a frosted mood for this video, so I'm going to be frosting apples and vase filler later as a little bonus project at the end. But I'm going to be putting these frosted green gems on the base. So that's kind of my nod to the peridot, the beautiful birthstone of August. And actually that's my daughter's birthstone because today, when the playlist drops on the 15th, is my daughter's birthday. And she turns 25 today. So Hope, I'm so thankful for you. I hope you've had a great birthday. She's out right now with her fiance. They're having dinner here on the island at Halyards, I believe, a wonderful restaurant up by the Island Cinemas, and have a great time. We had dinner with her yesterday, and she wanted her dad to make chili. She loves chili. She's a tiny little girl, but she loves chili. So that's what we had last night over here for her. And look at that upcycle. My goodness, I feel many DT tree upcycles in my future. I can think of all kinds of things I want to put on these trees. Paint them in different colors. Oh man, I may take that Halloween and go crazy. Purple, orange. You might find pumpkins all over it. Ooh, I don't know. All right, now we're going to go on to the pit bull, which is the dog, and make a book page mushroom. I love to use books, as you know, in my DIYs, and I have a dog, and of course Toby, and you've seen him before. Oh, and I didn't put a picture of him in here. I'll have to put a picture in the comments so you can see him if you have never seen him before. I usually put pictures in my videos of Toby. He's from Animal Rescue, and we got him about 11 years ago. And it has a lot of pit bull in him. We're not exactly sure all of his breeds. We've never done the DNA check, but he does have a lot of pit bull in him. So I thought this would be fun, since when I take him on his evening walks, here in South Georgia, we got lots of mushrooms because we get lots of rain showers in July and August, what keeps everything nice and green. So I'm just taking that template that I made out of cardboard, and I'm using, I've used a few music method books that I have a whole filing cabinet full of in my studio in there. And then I'm taking a book I found at Hello Goodbye. They have their books outside on Saturdays for $1 if it's a paperback. So I got that paperback because I like the coloring of the pages. And it was the perfect size for my little template. So I'm folding it down. I want it to kind of open up as evenly as possible. I used both my scissors, some good sharp scissors, and my X-Acto knife, so I was really careful with that. Now I'm just putting those methods into that other book to make it nice and full with my hot glue. And I'm I'm attaching those method books in there, the music books. And then I'm going to open it up and try to get it as even as possible. And since I bent back those pages, I honestly don't think that book I got from the thrift store ever was read. It was very, it needed a lot of bending. So look at that. It just opens up into a beautiful mushroom. I feel like I need to make some smaller ones too. That one's a really big one. Now I'm taking Waverly chalk paint Scallion that I get at Walmart. Those smaller containers are what, $1.69, something like that. And that is a good amount, because a lot of times I like Scallion. I like this bright green color because of the month of August is peridot, and that seems to look a lot like the peridot color to me. But I don't use that color very often. So those smaller containers at Walmart suit me just fine, because chalk paint, as you know, if it sits around, it's going to really dry out. You can put water in it and rehydrate it, but look how adorable that mushroom is. And I paired it with some of the mushrooms from the Dollar Tree, from their fairy garden section, and I just love it. All right, so we're back to August, and we're going to take a look at August flower, the gladiola. Look at those gorgeous, huge gladiolas. This reminds me of when we used to go visit my grandparents in Michigan, and they used to have fields of gladiolas in August, and my grandpa would go pick them for my mom when we'd visit. Okay, $4.16, is that what that said? And look, over $7. The $4 price point was at the Save-A-Lot. So if you have a discount grocery where you live, check them out if you want to get some corn husks, because Walmart was almost double. Now I dyed my corn husk. That's the Buttercup yellow, and then the other one is lemon. I ended up liking the lemon yellow, the brighter, that one, a little bit better, because the Buttercup yellow just looked like the corn husks were aged. They were kind of browned. So I like that brighter yellow just a little bit, but I'm going to save that other and use it in a wreath. I got a feeling coming soon, soon, soon. All right. I decided to use corn husks as my medium here because my grandfather, which the gladiola always reminds me of, because he used to pick them for my mom when we visit Michigan, he grew corn. He had cows and corn on his farm, and so we would always wander through the fields, and there was always corn to be had at Grandmama and Granddaddy's house. And so that was a lot of fun. When we started driving, he would even take the tractor out into the field and plow us roads so that we could practice in an old Jeep that was named Scout. It was my uncle's Jeep. And it didn't have a floor in it, but we just hopped all in there and had a ball out in that cornfield. All right, so I'm going to dye some of my corn husk green as well, for the leaves, of course. And then I'm going to dry them in the oven anywhere between 250 degrees and 200, or 200 to 250 degrees, Of course, watch your oven as you have corn husk or any kind of paper. Anytime I dry my dyed things, I like to stay in the kitchen and hang out while it's slowly drying. And you don't want to leave that sort of thing in the oven, even on a low temperature like that. Look at that bright green. Ooh, very nice. So that we're going to do yellow gladiolas. Oh, and I took the hem pages from last Sunday, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to recycle those. And so I went ahead and dyed those as well. I can use them sometime. Put them in my stash of dyed music. I've got all kinds of tea-dyed music and that sort of thing. Okay, now that is a gladiola from the Dollar Tree. They're beautiful. I've got several colors. But I'm going to be putting my corn husks onto one of these long barbecue skewers from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to use my hot glue. And I'll get my little clips out because it takes a second. My SureBonder upstairs in my craft room is hot. So it takes a second for it to dry. So I'm going to put those clips on there, and since this is kind of a rustic DIY, I'm not worried about it. There we go. We'll get that all clipped up there. And these gladiolas, not only do they make me think of the farm back when I was growing up where my grandparents lived, it made me think of the Hymn of Promise that we sang. There's those barbecue skewers. They're the big ones. They still have them in the Dollar Tree right now, but they won't have them for much longer. So if you want the big long ones, then make sure to get out and get them. And so as you watch me just cut and fold and round off all my tops to make those petals as well as the leaves, I'm going to read to you from my favorite hymn from the hymnal. It's number 707 in the United Methodist Hymnal, and it's called the Hymn of Promise. Natalie Sleeth is a little more contemporary composer compared to, say, Beethoven, who wrote Joyful, Joyful, but she wrote this beautiful hymn, and it goes, in the bulb there is a flower, in the seed an apple tree, in cocoons a hidden promise, butterflies will soon be free. In the cold and snow of winter, there's a spring that waits to be, unrevealed until its season, something God alone can see. There's a song in every silence, seeking word and melody. There's a dawn in every darkness, bringing hope to you and me. From the past will come the future, what it holds a mystery. Unrevealed until its season, something God alone can see. And the last verse says, in our end is our beginning, in our time infinity, in our doubt there is believing, in our life eternity, in our death a resurrection, at the last a victory. Unrevealed until its season, something God alone can see. That song has meant a lot to me over the years, and I'll tell my husband, if I go before he does, I want that song, I want everyone to sing it full bore at my funeral. All right, so let's see how I'm doing on my gladiolas. It was a labor of love here. I am just clipping and gluing and clipping and gluing and cutting. Oh, I love it so much. Oh, I found that thrifted plate at Hello Goodbye, and that slash means 75% off, so I paid 50 cents for that cute little gladiola plate at Hello Goodbye, my favorite thrift store here in Glenn County. Look how gorgeous. Now let me ask you, and you can answer me in the comments if you will, corn or gladiola? My husband was, I asked for him to be skeptical when I show him my projects, and I said, gladiola or corn? And he said it kind of has a little bit of a corn vibe to it, but I love them. I think they're fantastic, and those corn husks, you're going to see more of those. All right, so now we're going to do some start of school apple projects. I found this apple crate at the Hello Goodbye, and it was $3, and I thought that was a lot of fun. Here we go. Now we're going to give it a coat of Waverly chalk paint in lacquer. And I I thought it looked really nice. It was kind of a candy apple red, but it had some other drawings on it in the leaves. And I tend to go monochromatic in a lot of my decorating. I like, if I'm going to go red, I want red. If I'm going to go orange, I love, you know, a real pop of orange. If I'm going to do neutrals, I want, you know, all plaster or all, you know, ivory. All right, now that L came from Walmart, $1.67 there. And I thought that was would be a nice companion, because I of course, am a teacher. And so Ms. Lamb, I've taught thousands of kids over the years. This year starts my 27th year teaching. And I'm a specials teacher, which means everybody in the building comes to see me throughout the week. And so I have every kid in the building for 40 minutes every week. So I know, you know, I pride myself, I try to know all their names. Right now at the school I'm teaching in right now, we have about 550 students. So it's my challenge right now to learn my kindergartners' names, because they're new to me. And so I'm going to take this L and put a little bit of white wax. It's had about 3 coats of lacquer chalk paint, and so I'm going to put this white wax. It's actually a clear wax that I put some white paint into so that it would have a little bit of color and still seal it, because I've ordered some apple stickers off of Amazon, and they are beautiful stickers, and they are going to look very nice on this, but I wanted to seal it first. And then I'm going to distress over the stickers so that they look very cohesive and you don't see any of that shine from the stickers. Of course, I'm giving it it's white waxing, and so everything gets white waxed and then everything gets wiped off. And so it's going to leave a little bit of a sheen there. Well, not necessarily a sheen. It's almost going to give it a little bit of a chalky texture. We could have left it solid, but the stickers wouldn't have, I don't know, popped if I had left it that lacquer color, because the apples themselves are very similar to that lacquer. You'll see when I pull them out in just a second. So I'm just going to take, and I've got my gloves on, trying to preserve my manicure here, because wax, even white wax is going to leave a mess on my fingernails, so, and it's not going to be easy to get off. So I've put my gloves on for this. All right, so we're just doing some detailing. I'm rubbing, and I'm using, you see a little bit of imperfections in that. So I'm going to see if the apples, if we can put some apples there at the bottom, if that will help these little imperfections. So see, that's what the white wax, it just gives it a little bit of a chalky finish. Ooh, look at those eucalyptus stickers and those 3 full sheets of stickers there. I believe they were $11.99 on Amazon. I just looked up apple peel and stick. And so I'm going to put one on the bottom part, the crook of the L there, and rub it in with my Cricut tool, my little burnisher. And then I'm taking a nail file and filing it down so it looks like it's a part of the wood, or of the painted wood. And then we're going to give all of this a coat of matte Mod Podge. And that again will also help with making the apples blend into the wax and the paint. So there we go. I'm on the end of that Mod Podge bottle, but we're going to get everything we can out of it. Waste not, want not. So I'm going to give that entire L a nice thick coat of Mod Podge, and we'll set it aside to dry. Now we're going to put the apple stickers. You can see they have a little bit of a sheen on them, on the sides of my apple crate there. Now that one that is kind of disappearing, you can see on the apple sticker sheets over there, some of them are cut, sliced apples, and so those they were transparent. They didn't show up as well. So I'm going to, on this side, I'm going to choose to get 2 nice bright red ones and trim it up a little bit with my scissors, put some Mod Podge on, and probably get my nail file out again. I'm going to put some more Mod Podge on there. Now, for the little bow, I thought, should I paint it green or should I paint it another color? And I thought, no, I'm just going to put just this whisper of eucalyptus on the bow part of the crate to kind of go along with our peridot tree that we did, our Dollar Tree that we upcycled and put all that Dollar Tree eucalyptus on. So I thought that would pair nicely with these eucalyptus stickers. Now, of course, they're going to pop a little bit better on a brighter, lighter background. As you're going to see in a second, I'm going to take one of the apples I got at the Bullseye Playground at Target. Oh, about a month ago, they started putting out some of their fall things. And they had some little apples for $1 for tier trays. And so I got one to go on my garden table, my fruity table, dining room table, and but I decided to put one of these apple stickers on it and distress it a little bit. Of course, I'm putting Mod Podge so the sheen is exactly the same whether it's on the wax or on the sticker. There's that little apple from Target. It's $1 in the Bullseye Playground, the dollar spot, and I'm trying to decide which sticker would fit completely on that apple. I don't want anything to hang off. It's got a nice green border. I am going to distress that border. Right now the border is in a little bit of a gloss finish, so I'm going to take my nail file and I'm going to, well, I'm putting the Mod Podge on there. Then I'm going to just distress that green a little bit, and I'm going to take my plaster Waverly chalk paint from Walmart, and I'm going to water that down quite a bit. It needed watering down. It's the end of it and it is thick. So I watered it down quite a bit, so it's going everything's getting a whitewash or a plaster wash and wiped off. So we're getting that kind of chalky finish. It is already waxed, so it is already finished. So it just, I wanted a little bit more of a finished chalky distress sheen. And so my apple crate's getting this. Wipe up, paint on, wipe off, paint on, wipe off. And it makes those stickers seem like part of the paint. Like I've hand painted those on there. It really looks nice. And so I make sure to get that plaster paint in all of the grooves of the wood, on the dowels. Actually, I think those side pieces that are apple shaped on that crate, I think they're a type of MDF. They had some damage to it, but once we've done all this distressing and put the apples on, you can't tell. It looks great. Now I'm taking my nail file and I'm distressing that green glossy paint. And now I'm going to take the back. I'm going to make this two-sided, and I want to try and see if one of those sliced apples looks nice on this. So I take my full-strength plaster chalk paint and I give it 2 coats, and then I distress it a little bit. Get all my edges nice and distressed, just a little bit. And now I'm going to take one of those cut slice stickers, and yep, just a little distressing on the L. And we're going to see how that looks on the lighter background. And it turns out really, really pretty. Look at that. That's before I put the Mod Podge on. Looks great. I love it. So you can see there's a little sheen. Oh, there's the other little apple on the other side. On the wooden side, it has kind of a wooden finish. And so this is the plaster with the cut apple. Love, love, love. Looks so good. So we can see that little kind of a frosty sheen on that apple crate with the eucalyptus stickers up on top. Now I found this apple, it's a candy dish or a cookie dish at the Salvation Army. It was $5 and I just couldn't resist it. It was so perfect. And so it's just, it doesn't have any cookies in it. It's just sitting there. And I found these apple baskets. Did you see those wooden handles? They were perfect. All right, wait for it, wait for it. I found those in the Goodwill bins, in the Goodwill outlet. Oh, so light, so inexpensive. And there we go. Look at that with the L down front. And there's that little apple. I love the cut side. I love both sides, but I love the cut side. Now this is our bonus spray paint upcycle because I wanted this to go in my little vignette for August. And I'm taking this vase filler. We've all seen it at the Dollar Tree. They put it out every season in different colors. I went ahead and grabbed the gold and red And I am taking that cheap Walmart spray paint. I got this particular can at Walmart, but honestly, it's cheaper at Home Depot. Walmart, I believe, is $1.98, and Home Depot still has it for $1.48. Used to, you could get that cheap spray paint at Walmart for 97 cents, but no more. And so I have just lightly frosted and shook, sprayed from way up high, and look at the sheen it puts on those glittery balls. It looks so much chalkier and prettier. I told you that was kind of a theme. And I'm going to do a similar technique to these apples I found also at the bins. I was just so excited when I saw these. I was like, I'm going to do my apple theme. So I'm taking that cheap Walmart spray paint, and honestly, I would not recommend this spray paint for good coverage, but for frosting something and making something look a little bit, giving a matte finish is perfect. Look, I did it to the leaves, and then you can see on that side it's still glossy and shiny and metallic, and then I hold my can way up high. I feel like I'm wasting spray paint, but it's not a waste. I don't want it flat and straight on those apples. Look at that frosted sheen. Oh, so gorgeous. And I did the leaves. We're going to take those upstairs. There's that Color Place spray paint. I think it might be called something else at Home Depot, but that's what Walmart carries. So I just painted with a little bit of that scallion chalk paint onto those just slightly distressed leaves and put the stem back in, and I am in love with these apples. If you have Christmas ornaments of any kind that are metallic and you want to tone those down, get that cheap spray paint. It's perfect. Rust-Oleum's too good. It's going to give you too good of a finish. You want that cheaper spray paint. And the black, because it comes in a black too, also very interesting technique. I may do that for a Halloween. Look at the peridot legs on that tree. Oh my goodness. Gorgeous. Just like the birthstone that Hope loves so much. Look at those, I almost said corn stalks. Hold on. It's gladiolas. It's August. Okay, I may have to make some corn, I'm just saying. That could be super easy to do. There's our pretty plate from the thrift store, and then I took those, that little tiered tray. There's our mushroom. I love it so. That little red tiered tray is simply 2 plates and 2 bowls from the Dollar Tree. They are not glued together. They are simply staged, and that is the easiest thing in the world to do, to make a little tiered tray. Not real tall risers. You can't put real big decor, but I love minis, so that is a-okay with me. All right, there's that L. And please like and subscribe. Yes. Oh, I'm so thrilled. My subscribers have just blossomed these last few weeks. So exciting. And please go down to my description box and pull up the playlist if you're not already. Welcome if you're coming over from the playlist. I'm so tickled you're here. Jackie from Crafting in Mimi's World, Tammy from the Rusted Willow, Michelle from Moxie DIY and Java. Check out their links in the description box. And from the blue house next to on the corner, with a tired teacher taking her after school snack up to the craft room, God bless, and I'll see you next time.